Hi, we're off to Westray, the renewable island.
We're off to meet Colin Westbridger, who's helped head up some of the renewable projects on Westray and has been a big pioneer for looking at what can be done on a small island but potentially replicated across the UK.
Okay, we're just approaching Westray. I'd just like to point out the substation here. Westray is connected with the main grid through 33 kVA cables, and part of what the work they're doing is trying to integrate with the grid in the most intelligent way, and through this they're doing it in smart grid technology to optimize the grid that they already have rather than expanding it physically. We've just arrived in Westray, Northern Isle in the Orkney Islands. Colin here is going to talk to us about all the renewable activities that's going on in Westray and how Westray can influence the rest of the UK and help the rest of the UK meet its renewable targets and go beyond.
Yeah, what it is we've been working on a strategy to how we can achieve the government's emission targets. We've set a target on the island with community buy-in of an 80% reduction in our emissions by 2050. We've also looked at eradication of fuel poverty by 2016. And a more kind of pressing one at the moment is to achieve 100% renewable energy by 2012. What we've set out is a sustainable energy action plan on Westray, and it involves a number of community groups. The Westray Development Trust is where it kind of all started back in 1998, and a lot of the community developments happened via that organisation. And more recently it's been Energy Action Westray, which is focused on the renewable energy target, and also it was being born out of the success of the trust. So there are a number of us as community activists now getting involved, a few of us that have a background in engineering and energy, but you mix it together and the enthusiasm and a bit of confidence in it, there's a lot that can be achieved.
What projects would you think we'll see on the island today?
There's a number of projects we've been working on, including heating technologies and electricity. On the electricity side, it's mainly wind turbines we've been working on, from the small scale linked to houses, to community buildings, and then large scale grid connected turbine. And on the heating side of things, we have air source heat pumps, ground source heat pumps, and we've also in the past been looking at electric vehicles, anaerobic digestion and biodiesel.
Oh, fantastic.
Colin, planning is an area of risk in the development process. How did you get around that?
Well, the idea is to be open with your ideas very early on. I mean, we went in and sat with the consultees like SNH, RSPB and the council, and they gave us a lot of indication of where it would be good to go on the island. What you normally get in a lot of the conflict is a landowner will want to develop within a specific piece of land, and you can't move out with that land, and that then causes conflict. With here we had the choice of the whole island to try and find a site. So that was the best way to do it, and that early consultation with stakeholders made it much smoother going through. We could avoid issues of shadow flicker, noise, the environmental interest. Again, as you can see in this site, it's not on the top of the ridge of the hills where we would have gone for wind resource, so it was a compromise to come back from the SSI site, and we still have a productive site, and we still have the beauty of the island to give to visitors.
We're standing in front of a 900 kilowatt wind turbine. You can hear the birds chirping in the background. You can't hear much from the wind turbine, very quiet. Okay, we're here in Pirrawall with some prime examples of very early use of renewable energy here in Westray, and Colin is going to talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this is one of the first turbines we had, even in Orkney actually, for the small scale. It's a 2.5 kilowatt machine that goes into the little youth centre here. This was before the incentives of the feed-in tariff and also before the renewable obligation certificates. So with this project, the turbine actually supplied direct into storage heaters. There was no grid connection involved, and it offset the running costs of the Hoffin. The Hoffin's actually quite unique because the kids themselves look after it without any adult intervention. So any damage, they're raising their own money to fix it, and they're in charge of the building, which it kind of incentivises them to look after things. So that attachment to renewables early on was very good. The other example we've got is at a care centre over here. The care centre has integrated renewables in with the wind turbine, a 6 kilowatt machine. It also has ground source heat pumps and solar panels. And that's exactly the kind of development you'll see more of now with the renewable heating incentive that the government's planned. Renewable heat incentive for commercial non-domestic properties is already in place, so it's paying an annual payment to have ground source heating in these buildings, and also with the feed-in tariff paying for the turbines. It drives the industry forward and brings lots more community use into these type of technologies.
Colin, Scotland is looking to negate fuel poverty by 2016. How is Westray going to adhere to this target?
Yeah, we're certainly striving to be an example of how that can be done, so others can follow and learn from us. But the mainstay is to get insulating all the houses. We've been around doing an energy audit on London. Out of the 220 houses in the island, we've done about 130. So in that we can find out what measures to prioritise in terms of energy efficiency. We've also been helping people to raise their income levels, and then looking at a way we can provide fuel cheaper. So the feed-in tariff and RHI, the renewable heating incentive, are means where we can use that subsidy to help subsidise the fuel costs for the fuel poor. So from that we've basically got the raw material and data to create schemes and attract funding to move forward.
Fantastic.
Of course, one of the main issues with retrofitting old houses is using the energy really efficiently, and of course one thing that gets really neglected is insulation. But you've tackled this here in Westray.
Yeah, this is one of the products that we're using, which is basically polyurethane foam with the plasterboard fitted in place. We're placing this insulation on top of the existing stone walls, and this kind of thickness of insulation is bringing an old stone wall property like you see behind us up into modern day standards. We've also fitted ground source heat pumps as an efficient way of using energy in the heating system. Again, you can see the borehole pipes going into the house there. It's an efficient way of using the electricity. So what we're doing is cutting the heat load first through insulation, which is the most important thing, and then making use, delivering that energy for heating as most efficiently as possible. So we're using the ground source heat pump.
Fantastic, and of course you're creating a demand for the renewable energy you're producing, so as you can grow your renewable energy production and grow your usage.
That's right, yes. Switching from what used to be here was an oil system, so that fuel switching from fossil fuels, from oil over to electricity, has the dual effect of making it more efficient here in terms of utilising energy, but as you say, also giving us additional demand for the renewable energy we're producing from the turbines.